Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are back with more Know Your Members of Congress. This is for the 119th Congress, and today we are looking at Senator Richard Blumenthal, who is one of the two senators for the state of Connecticut. He is a Democrat, and before he took office, he was preceded in office by Christopher Dodd. Now, let's go ahead and look at who he is as an individual. He was born in Brooklyn, New York on February 13th, 1946. Graduated from Harvard University with a BA in 1967, attended Cambridge University from 1967 to 1968, graduated Yale University with a JD in 1973, was editor-in-chief of the Yale Law Journal, served in the U.S. Marine Corps Reserves from 1970 to 1976, White House aide from 1969 to 1970, law clerk to U.S. Supreme Court Justice Harry A. Blackmun from 1974 to 1975, administrative assistant to Senator Abraham Ribicoff from 1975 to 1976, U.S. Attorney for Connecticut from 1977 to 1981, has been a lawyer, was a member of the Connecticut State House of Representatives 1984 to 1987, member of the Connecticut State Senate 1987 to 1990, Attorney General of Connecticut 1991 to 2010, before being elected as a Democrat to the U.S. Senate in 2010 and re-elected in 2016 and again in 2022 for the term ending January 3rd, 2029. Now, let's go ahead and look at the committees he is on. He is on the Committee on Armed Services, of which he's on the Subcommittee on Airland, the Subcommittee on Personnel, and the Subcommittee on Sea Power. He's on the Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, of which he's on the Subcommittee on Disaster Management, District of Columbia, and Census, and the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, of which he is a ranking member. He is on the Committee on the Judiciary, of which he's on the Subcommittee on Antitrust, Competition Policy, and Consumer Rights, the Subcommittee on Crime and Counterterrorism, the Subcommittee on Federal Courts, Oversight, Agency Action, and Federal Rights, and the Subcommittee on Privacy, Technology, and the Law. He's on the Committee on Veterans Affairs, of which he is a ranking member. And finally, he is in the U.S. Senate Caucus on International Narcotics Control. Now, let's go ahead and look at his top 5 individual donors over this last election cycle. And remember, election cycles for senators, 6 years instead of 2, as would be for a representative or a territorial delegate. the top, number 1, we have, you know 'em, you hate 'em, AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, and they are the bastards. A pro-Israel lobbying group that advocates its policies to the legislative and executive branches of the U.S. That is one of several pro-Israel lobbying organizations in the U.S. and has been called one of the country's most influential lobbying groups because it bribes everybody. It was founded in 1954 by lobbyists for the Israeli government, partly to counter negative international reactions to Israel's Kibbutz massacre of Palestinian villagers that year. AIPAC became a powerful organization during the 1980s. In 2002, it expressed intent to lobby Congress to authorize use of force of Iraq, which it defended in 2003 at AIPAC events. In 2005, Pentagon analysts pled guilty to espionage charges of passing U.S. government secrets to senior AIPAC officials in what became known as the AIPAC espionage scandal. And of course, they bribe both parties, Democrat and Republican, and are a corrupt, vile, evil veil of destruction and corruption in our government. Altogether, they have donated $148,013, and once again, that's AIPAC. Next, at number 2, we have Apollo Global Management. They are an American asset management firm that primarily invests in alternative assets, and as of 2025 had $840 billion of assets under management, including $392 billion worth invested in credit, including mezzanine capital, hedge funds, non-performing loans, and collateralized loan obligations. $99 billion invested in private equity and $46.2 billion invested in real assets, which includes real estate and infrastructure. It invests money on behalf of pension funds, financial endowments, and sovereign wealth funds, as well as other institutional and individual investors. It was founded in 1990 by Leon Black, Josh Harris, and Mark Rowan, former investment bankers at the defunct Drexel Burnham Lambert. And the company is headquartered in New York City with offices across North America, Europe, and Asia. Founder and CEO Leon Black resigned as CEO in 2021 in the wake of the sexual misconduct allegations and revelations that he had paid $158 million to Jeffrey Epstein. They were founded in 1990. Yeah, I already said that. Altogether, they have donated $101,949, and once again, that's Apollo Global Management. Next, at number 3, we have Paul Weiss et al., their full name being Paul Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton, and Garrison, an American multinational white shoe law firm headquartered in New York City, New York, and their core practice areas are in litigation and corporate law, and has historically focused on litigation but shifted increasingly to corporate law after Brad Karp became chairman in 2008. In addition to headquarters in New York, it has offices in Washington, D.C., San Francisco, Los Angeles, Wilmington, Delaware, Toronto, London, Brussels, Tokyo, and Hong Kong, and appears to have been founded, as far back as we could tell, April 1875. Altogether, it has donated $87,130. And once again, that's Paul Weiss et al. Next, at number 4, we have Charter Communications, an American telecommunications and mass media company with services branded as Spectrum and is headquartered in Stamford, Connecticut, with over 32 million customers in 41 states as of 2022. It is the largest cable operator in the U.S. by subscribers, just ahead of Comcast, and the largest pay TV operator ahead of Comcast and AT&T. It is the 5th largest telephone provider based on number of residential lines, and its brand of Spectrum services also includes internet access, internet security, managed services, and unified communications. In late 2012, with longtime Cablevision executive Thomas Rutledge named as their CEO, it relocated its corporate headquarters from St. Louis, Missouri to Stamford, Connecticut, though kept many of the operations in St. Louis. And on May the 18th, 2016, it finalized acquisition of Time Warner Cable and its sister company, Bright House Networks, making it the 3rd largest paid television service in the U.S. In 2019, it ranked number 70 on the Fortune 500 list of largest U.S. corporations by total revenue, and was originally founded in 1993. Altogether, it has donated $83,001. And once again, that's Charter Communications. Finally, in 5th, we have Granite Communications. And it offers broadband, business security, structured cabling, telephone, voice, wireless data services, and serves customers throughout the U.S. And it seems to be headquartered in Quincy, Massachusetts. Trying to see if there's anything else available, but that's pretty much it. Throughout the U.S. and Canada. Anyway, altogether they have donated $81,200, and once again, that's Granite Telecommunications. Now, let's go ahead and look at the top 5 industry donors over the last election cycle. At the top, number 1, lawyers and law firms, who altogether have donated $1,450,499. Next, at number 2, securities and investment, who altogether have donated $1,106,166. Next, at number 3, we have retired, who have donated $1,010,020. Next, at number 4, we have real estate, who altogether have donated $526,275. And finally, in 5th, leadership PACs, who altogether have donated $382,900. Now, let's go ahead and look at the donors at a glance. Individually, APAC, boo, suck. Apollo Global Management, ooh. Paul Weiss et al, to ooh. Charter Communications, Granite Telecommunications, only because it's smaller than Charter or Comcast or any of those. Still, it's pretty big, apparently. Lawyers, law firms, ooh. Securities and investment, ooh. Retired, absolutely wonderful. Real estate, ooh. Leadership PACs, boo, suck. Yeah, dude, your donors suck ass. They really do. They just suck absolute donkey balls. Anyway, this has been a look at Senator Richard Blumenthal, who is one of the 2 senators for the state of Connecticut. As always, if I can get my mouse to cooperate. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting my links and sources in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.